Today's featured artist on Frank's Magic Bus.
And our feature this time around is the great band Yes. They were one of the inventors of art rock, or progressive rock, or as it was called, prog rock. In fact, they were right there with Emerson, Lake and Palmer and King Crimson as the originators of that form of intricate orchestral, if you will, rock. Yes was formed in 1968 with vocalist John Anderson and bassist Chris Squire. They hit their stride, though, really in the very early 1970s after adding Steve Howe on guitar with a great 1-2 punch of Fragile in 1971 and Close to the Edge in 1972. And our guest here on the Magic Bus this time around is Steve Howe of Yes. And we asked Steve about the cohesiveness of the band, how on albums like Fragile and Close to the Edge, like I said, 71, 72, the band was totally hands-on in those days.
Not much like the word chemistry, but there's better words maybe you could use. But the firing off of individuals isn't something you can manufacture. They can try it in a boy band, but you can see how it lasts. It's all about visuals. But when you're demanding that the musicians write their own music, put it together, arrange it themselves, co-produce it themselves, mix it themselves, those were the things Yes were doing at that time, and that's what made Yes great, And I'm never going to stop being proud of the Yes album, Fragile, Close to the Edge. Even though when I first heard the Yes album on a mono record player, I went, God, why do we sound so quirky? We don't sound like any other band in the world. And that wasn't a weakness, it was a strength.
I completely agree. I was getting out of high school at the time when both of those albums came out. I had to have both on vinyl at that time.
Yeah.
And you were right, they were like a symphony. Long songs that got radio play, because back in the underground radio days you could do that. But how special was that time right then in the early 70s as far as being able to do concept albums and 10, 15-minute songs? It was kind of a luxury then, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I tell you, it reminds me a little bit of 1967 when I was in a group called Tomorrow, and we were doing what the hell we liked, and everybody loved it. When we played My Right Bicycle, the place fell apart. When we played Revolution, the place fell apart in a smaller degree than we were talking. I'm talking about in England, in Great Britain. But now, what Yes were like, it was like that, but on an international level.